XRP the only cryptocurrency with clarity? All right, let's talk about it, folks. This is the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. I am your host, Zach Rector. Always a pleasure. Today's date, the March 22 date, 2023. What an amazing time to be alive. We're going to get right on into it, okay? Markets are back down today. The pump for XRP is over. I'm so terribly sorry, okay? But we're not here for 50 cents. We're here for a dent in the universe, world reserve currency status achieved. And let's make this currency as liquid as a G10 currency. Sounds good to me. Let's get right on into it, guys. Taking a look at the market. Bitcoin back down to 27.3, Ethereum at 1,700, and XRP back down below 42 cents. That one hurts. Let's take a look at the charts. Here you go. Taking a look at the 4-hour sticks. You guys see reaching out to 50 cents yesterday, back down today. We approached 41 cents before, back up here, 42 cents, basically 41.7 at the time of this recording. So let's get straight on into the current events here, guys. The Kobesi letter summarizing. And we did call this one, guys. We predicted this one spot on with our prediction for a 25 basis point rate increase. And remember why we said we thought the Fed was going to do that, right? It's because it still puts them into a position of strength. It still makes them look like, okay, we're still fighting inflation. We're still being hawkish, right? And we're not jolted. We're not worried by all of the banks collapsing. The system's good. There's nothing to worry about. We can still be strong and raise rates on you guys further, bring more pain into the real estate market, bring more pain into Main Street business. And you guys are seeing the impact of raising rates, what that is doing to interest rates for real estate. And then you're starting to see the businesses get squeezed as well. This is the squeezing out of the middle class of the America standard of living that we used to have, the dollar being destroyed. This is not going to be enough to fight inflation. And so inflation is going to continue. But what they've done by raising the interest rates to the level that they've already achieved is they've already basically rug pulled the economy. The bubble, everything bubble has now been popped, right? And they rug pulled that economy that we were used to, especially over the last 2 years, right? From 2020 on, we had all sorts of stimulus, money injection, PPP loans, cash infusion into the system. Still not enough. We're seeing the banking system start to go. They've talked about backstopping many of the larger banks, the systemically important banks, but we're starting to see the system fail, and it's only going to require more liquidity injections going forward. Now, with that being said, they are sticking to it. So today, in the final 30 minutes of today's market session, stocks fell nearly 2%. This came as the Fed raised rates, while Yellen said a full U.S. bank backstop is unlikely. So yesterday she was saying that they were going to backstop everyone. Now she has pulled back and saying that a full U.S. bank backstop is unlikely. Over $800 billion in market value was erased in a matter of minutes. Confidence in markets in the system is gone. Absolutely. Summary of the Fed decision today. The Fed is raising interest rates by another 25 bips. That's 0.25%, right? U.S. banks are sound. Events to weigh on growth. Okay, so the banks are sound. The system is sound, but this is potentially going to hinder growth. Additional rate increases may be appropriate, but they are no longer expecting to raise them further, okay? But they're not weighing it out, okay? So I think right now the expectation is for them to not raise again, but to kind of just leave them at these levels. And they say that they have no plans to cut rates either this year. Highly attentive to inflation risks, okay? The Fed is not giving up on its fight against inflation. I just continue to say they're going to have to do a lot more than just raise another 25 basis points. We're nowhere near to bringing this thing back in. Capital One credit default swaps are now surging faster than during the global predicaments of early 2020. This banking crisis is far from over, report from Wall Street Silver. So we saw the credit default swaps go up on Credit Suisse. Now we see Capital One. And these are people basically making bets in the failure of Capital One, okay? Now, we're going to bring it on over to crypto. Let's get right on into it. We have this one here from John Deaton. Let's listen to what John Deaton has to say here, vocalizing the frustration that so many of us feel here in the United States of America. Let's check it out. Huge shout out to John Deaton.
I got to tell you, I know for a fact that I speak for so many people when I say that we are so frustrated that you have a congressional oversight hearing, you have senators on the banking committee, you have House of Representatives and Congress, and there's no damn oversight ever done because it seems like this guy he treats it like an invite to a birthday party and that he has a choice. I'm not going to go to that one. Oh, the Democrats are in charge now. I'll go to that one. Oh, Elizabeth Warren's going to send me the questions and the answers, and I'll go to that one. But where I just never see, you're the chairman of the Securities Exchange Commission of the United States. Sit down and answer some goddamn questions. Justify your 2.4 billion, justify your existence, justify that you're protecting people, justify that you're doing things for capital formation. It's frustrating. And I know my frustration is very in line with a lot of people out there because we've never seen a guy that just ignore the oversight. And so, listen, people don't want to hear me bitch, but let me ask you something.
We feel you, John Deaton. We feel your frustration, and 100% we support you all the way. May God be with you, fighting the good fight on behalf of Americans and all of the cryptocurrency space. And we're just sick of it. I mean, like he says, Elizabeth Warren providing the questions to good guy Gary. They're trying to bring him in, I guess, next week is what Eleanor Terrett is reporting. We'll see if he actually shows up. Right? He can show up for CNBC for softball questions, but he never shows up in front of the American people, in front of anybody who's actually going to ask him some legitimate questions. Not that I expect him to get, really, really held accountable here by those in DC, because we got the kind of folks like Elizabeth Warren who are literally feeding him questions before he comes on and speaks. Now, once again, all we want is a level playing field, and we're just incredibly frustrated that, once again, we're in the middle of this Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. We're in the middle of the SEC serving up more lawsuits against Jake Paul and others. Coinbase receiving a Wells notice. Justin Tron getting sued. So he's dropping lawsuits left and right. He's just continues to make appearances telling everyone to just come on in, right? Like Digital Perspective always says, come on in. That's what good guy Gary keeps on saying to us. Just come on in. Just follow the process, even though there is no process. And when you do come in, when you try to work with them, they just undercut you and they end up serving you. Now, this is the setup, though, with XRP being the only cryptocurrency with clarity, potentially coming very soon upon this summary judgment ruling that we're supposed to be getting from Judge Torres. I'm not looking for the case to be over and just an outright victory for Ripple. I think the parts of the case are going to continue and go to trial, but I am really hoping and praying that we're going to get that secondary market clarity, if not explicitly, indirectly, right? And that would give us the green light for XRP. Now, this is the setup, folks, from Andrews, sharing what Craig DeWitt had to say in regards to this case. Now, he says XRP, the base pair on all US-based crypto exchanges. XRP, the only crypto US banks and financial institutions could safely invest in and use. That's what he's talking about. He's not mentioning Bitcoin. So this is Craig DeWitt, used to work at Ripple. A Ripple win would make XRP possibly the only cryptocurrency with legal certainty in the United States. That has big implications for exchanges trying to navigate the current lack of clarity regarding which assets they can list. Exactly. And this is what we have to understand, is that by getting listed on all these exchanges, allowing retail to build up all that liquidity, all these various exchanges in countries, you're building up liquidity through other pairs, pairs with other cryptos, pairs with other currencies. Now you're seeing gold-backed tokens on the XRP ledger. Now you're finally seeing NFTs. We're about to get automated market makers, and we're all going to be building liquidity pools. It's not going to just be Ripple's ODL product. Me and you can build out a liquidity pool. We can build NFTs. We're going to be able to build whatever we want on the XRP ledger. Myself and my businesses, we're waiting until all this clarity gets provided before we start to invest our time and resources. God bless those like Ripple who have been willing and have the cojones to put up that fight, to put up $100 million fighting the SEC and their overreach. So we're rooting for Ripple, and we're watching this setup closely here where XRP could be the only crypto in the United States with clarity. So me and you, Joe Blows, can start building and feel safe, right? And the institutions can start to pour in all the massive amount of liquidity that they need, all the massive amount of treasury flows, the utility that they're going to be bringing to the XRP ledger, right? Going to be massive. And then you're just going to see the retail level explode as well, right? Because it's no longer going to be, oh, I should go build on Ethereum, because now people are starting to realize Ethereum doesn't have a free pass, right? Ethereum, we thought they had a free pass, but now Gary Gensler is still going after everybody, right? And we'll watch this one closely. Craig DeWitt shares this one with us. With the Coinbase Wells notice from the SEC and the chance of a big Ripple court win, XRP could become one of a very few assets available for trading in the United States, and in particular on Coinbase once again. And so we see Coinbase is getting served the Wells notice for their staking program. And we've been warning about that, right? That even though Coinbase is trying to be legit, they were still going after them for their staking program because it's a threat to the banks. It's very simple. Now, David Schwartz puts out this, I will retweet anything for 25,000. So apparently, David Schwartz's fee for retweets is 25K. I may have to take David up on that. That could be some pretty good advertising. David, saying that he loves the greatest transfer of wealth in world history with Zach Rector. It's his favorite YouTube show. Just throw him 25K. How much XRP is that? I'll keep that in mind. Huge shout out to David Schwartz, but he's making fun of these influencers that got paid to push Tron. And I want to remind everybody, this is why I think our platform's grown so well and why we have the respect of so many people and we have the trust of such a large community is because you know that I've never taken any money to push anything, right? I have my affiliate links. If you want to go buy some crypto, you want a wallet, you want to go move over your 401k to precious metals, you want to get precious metals shipped directly to you, I have a partner. We can help facilitate that and we get a little fee. It's nice. Great deal for both of us, right? You get to find a reputable source to buy crypto and precious metals. But I don't do sponsorship promotions. Nobody can look through my pamphlet and see, 5,000 to make a tweet, 25,000 to retweet, 10,000 to make a video, right? I don't have that pamphlet. And I miss a lot of opportunities. I choose not to participate in them. Every day we get flooded with DMs, emails by everybody trying to get me to promote their stuff. And I probably could make some good money doing it. I know I could. I know I could make really damn good money doing it. But I wanted you guys to trust me, right? I have hundreds of thousands of people tuning in here, watching us, getting millions of views every month, right? So we're literally reaching out to millions of people every month. And these people are counting on me to bring them the up-to-date news on current events, cryptocurrency, and explain how I'm taking advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. I don't need to be pushing all this crap out here, right? And that's what I think a lot of it is. And so a lot of projects, when they do listen to me, they realize, oh, shoot, he's not going to promote our crap. He's not for sale. And I've gotten very lucrative offers, right? Maybe not 25,000 like little Yachty here, but David Schwartz cracking me up by sharing this one. He says, I will retweet anything for 25K. These were some of the paid tweets that were made without disclosure. So you had Lindsay Lohan and Lil Yachty got 10,000. Neo got 12,000. I'm surprised that Neo even got 12. I mean, is he still relevant? I mean, if I had a business, I don't think I'd be paying Neo 12 grand to push it, Maybe they got some sort of return on that. I mean, now they're being sued, so that's the return that they're getting. And somehow Jake Paul got 25,000 for just retweeting Lil Yachty. If I was Lil Yachty, I'd be mad. So this is the cryptocurrency space in, over the past few years, what we've seen, all the schemes, all the fraud, all the scams. And it's actually nice to see, it get wiped out. And once again, they go after these guys to get attention. They're going after Jake Paul. They're going after Coinbase now, right? Which we don't want to see them go after the exchanges. We don't want to see them go after the legitimate people that were trying to do the right thing. Do they have a case to go after some of these influencers and promoters and schemers? Absolutely. I mean, the case precedent goes all the way up to the Supreme Court with the Howey test, with promoters, and how all that works. And honestly, I've been worried for a lot of my fellow influencers because I'm watching these guys sell their souls for little checks, and it looks nice, and they're having a little fun. They're finally making a little bit of money, and they think they got a little bit of business because they've been pushing, basically just shit coins. To be real with you guys, right? They're just pushing shit coins and they're making checks, selling their soul. And I've just been warning, hopefully the money's lasting, treating you all right, and you can enjoy it while it lasts, because this party's coming to an end and they're going to be coming back potentially after you guys that took the checks. So I'd be, not legal advice, not financial advice, but I'd be speaking with my lawyers about what the hell are we going to do with this situation. You're seeing Little Yachty, Neo, all of these folks getting served up, and now Jake Paul is the most recent one. What a shame. But once again, this is all part of the crypto space maturing, and we're looking forward to that. I mean, we were ahead of that. We were calling out the BS. So, that's played out just fantastic. But it's finally good to see this get cleaned up. And like we're talking about here, Craig DeWitt, where are people going to go? They're going to go where there's clarity. There's going to go where there's utility, right? And it's just so simple. XRP slated to be the only crypto, or one of few, with regulatory clarity, and they are continuing to get down to business. Anthony Welfare sharing this one. Let's get down to business. The Ripple booth nonstop at Paris Blockchain Week. We love to see it, putting in the work. Now, over there in Europe, in Paris Blockchain Week, although the streets are on fire over there in Paris right now, and we pray for the people over there. We hope that you guys are able to work it out over there in France. But you guys at least are getting your act together when it comes to digital currency regulation, and we see Ripple making investments over there. That's absolutely major. Now, it's finally starting to hit the mainstream here, the silver squeeze and the setup with precious metals. We get this tweet here from David Morgan, and it's an article from Yahoo, Mainstream Financial News, finally starting to pick this up. Is silver the next GameStop? How retail investors challenge Wall Street giants again. And so they're talking about, and they're making a joke out of this, right, guys? About how the silver squeeze is part of this, Reddit, Wall Street pumpers, AMCers. That's not what this is about for us, right? For us, we've been very clear. We want assets that work, currencies that work, whether the systems are online or not, whether the app's working online or not. There's no way to stop us from being able to transact in this currency. And I do believe that the gains could be sick as well. Not here to give you financial advice, but I do believe that the setup is very clear for anybody to see. And it's not a meme stock pump and dump scheme for us. And, as is the case with all these suppressed assets, we're expecting them to have a major breakout in price discovery. And the reason being is because we're seeing a major amount of buy pressure and a lack of supply to meet up with that demand. We see news like this one from Michael's Silver Squeeze. Russia announces it has added 31.1 tons of gold to its reserves. And then what else do we have going on here, folks? President Xi tells President Putin, change that hasn't happened in 100 years is coming, and we are driving this change together. Are they planning the end of U.S. dominance? And so we see these guys, buddy over there, Putin, Xi, China, Russia, shaking hands, getting the deals done, looking awfully friendly over there, walking him to the motorcade, President Putin. And you guys are seeing, they're talking about change that hasn't happened in 100 years on the way. Massive super chat from JJ 20 spot. Read all of it. To provide for a coordinated federal program to accelerate quantum research and development for the economic and national security of the United States. Note December 21st, 2018, HR 6227. I'll have to check that out, JJ. Thank you for sharing that with us. We understand that they're finally starting to show themselves what their plan is here, because while they tell us, right, we just got the economic report from the White House that there's no viability to cryptocurrency, on the back end, they're cutting the deals and positioning themselves so that they don't get left behind. Like Rosie Rio said, the train has left the station. Russia, China working on change, closing deals, doing handshake deals over change that hasn't happened in 100 years. What we're talking about is hard currencies going back to a real economy, going back to real assets backing the currencies. You're going to see gold, you're going to see silver, and you're seeing them do deals with the DLT. You're seeing China work with their digital yuan, and they're moving quickly and accelerating ahead without the US dollar, without the SWIFT system. And they are creating a powerhouse in the BRICS plus alliance that they have been able to form. Now, informally, we have dozens of countries that have joined that alliance, not only financially, but militarily as well, right? So we're just going to have to continue to watch this, folks. We saw yesterday the pump was amazing for XRP, back down today. Remember, we're not here for 50 cents. We are here for change that hasn't been seen in 100 years. That's not XRP going to 50 cents. That's not silver just doubling to $50. That's not just gold going to $3,000 per ounce. We're talking about resetting, restructuring, revaluing, solving the debt, currency, and liquidity crisis. Big problems require big solutions. We have them. We are holding them. We are accumulating them. And nothing will stop what is coming. And it is going to be a massive, massive transfer of wealth. We're here to take advantage of it. I'm here to say God bless all of you for smashing that thumbs up, hitting the notification bell so you don't miss any of our content. Everything else is over at my website for your cryptocurrencies, your wallets, your precious metals, roll over your 401k, and get tapped in with our investment community. Big updates on the way over there, and I'm really looking forward to the sessions that we've been having. Continuing going forward, you feel the new energy. Spring is here. The rebirth cycle is here. Let's keep it rolling, folks. A lot to uncover this week. It's been massive, and we're just going to continue to break it down every single day. I appreciate everyone, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. God bless.